But yeah, there's a lot of things you can do to make your movement less oppositional. You don't have to oppose every group, and this is the mistake the alt-right did. They proved to be very divisive amongst whites. They divided whites amongst themselves, and so you had this kind of Nordicist element in the alt-right who were kind of looking down and making sly comments about Slavic types or Irish types or Italians. But then going beyond that, like the alt-right was fundamentally wrong on the JQ. I mean, the JQ is a very important issue for the alt-right. Jews have a lot of power, and they've used it in a way which has been detrimental to the preservation of largely white countries. But the way that the alt-right interpreted the Jewish question was one of utter hostility and a refusal to understand the historical context in which Jewish behavior evolved.
Yeah, there's something about certain people, particularly marginal people, that they really need a magic key to explain how the world works or history works. And so they seize on Jewish perfidy as the magic key that explains everything that's wrong. Many of the people that I've had on this show thoroughly convinced that essentially 100% of the problems in the United States and the West are caused by the Jews. This to me is a self-evidently absurd notion, but I think it comes out of an emotional need, a childish need, that there's got to be like one magic key, there's got to be like one thing that explains all our problems.
Well, yeah, most people don't really have enough IQ to deal with a great deal of complexity and nuance. So it's understandable that they would swing in that direction. And the world has become a lot more kind of perplexing and baffling to people. I mean, our ancestors, going back 3 or 4 generations, life was much simpler for them. They didn't have to understand so many things. Now we've got a much more kind of globalized world with the internet. We've got all these flows of data. We've got all sorts of phenomenon being reported to us that we don't really have time to understand properly. And so people see the world working in ways that they can't explain. And that makes them very afraid, and it makes them, crave simplicity. And so we live in a world where conspiracy theories, where the idea of evil elites have instant appeal, because once you start talking about that, then you think, oh, it sort of semi makes sense. This must be what's going on.